Alright, so Season 2 begins now. This is just a player progression from last year. As you saw in Season 1, I got Gallinari in a deal. So I got one of the two of the only Italians in the NBA. I guess that hits close to my heart just because I am Italian. So I guess that's good. According to this, I have the fourth. I'm fourth. I should be fourth. But if anybody who understands the lottery, I've got an 11.90% chance of getting number one. Always a possibility. But before that happens, I'm going to try and make some trades and get some more draft picks. But first, I'm definitely going to trade these two picks because, as you probably could tell, they're not even in the running to get in the lottery. So I'm going to get rid of those for the best deal. Cavs probably did suck this year because they only have Kyrie Irving, and you can't really win with one good player. This is probably where I should have taken note of who the worst team was. Definitely not. It's probably going to be the Magic if I had to guess. And to get two of their first-round picks would be fantastic. So I'm going to do that because I don't see why not. And right below me, so there were teams worse than the Magic and the Raptors this year. I did kind of make my team better at the last second. If I remember correctly, the Celtics were doing worse than me, so I'm going to try and get a pick out of them. 24 years old, B plus potential, I guess I'll hang on to him. I'm going to try and get rid of Bargnani because he's only barely better than my player there. Celtics aren't willing to give away their pick, obviously. The Hawks are willing to give away their first-round pick, so the Jazz. Spurs, I'm not going to do just because they probably had a good season, I'd have to guess. Kind of tough who to pick, honestly. I'm not picking the Spurs, that's a definite fact. The Warriors probably are the best, especially since they've given me a guy who, if I work on him, he could become better than that. And he's not getting paid all that much, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to empty cap space at this point. The other thing I could do is go for Dwight Howard, who, if he declines his player option, I could get. As long as I bail out some of his money here. This guy's only getting paid $10 million a year, so that's not that bad. He's getting paid nothing. He's getting paid nothing. Nothing. Pretty much nothing. Gallinari's getting paid the most. I might just deal him too, honestly. I don't see a reason why I should keep him. Machine to beat, I'm gonna deal. I mean, I know he's 7-for-3 and all, but if I could get a first round pick out of him, I'm definitely gonna do it without giving up a pick of mine. Nuggets obviously not become anything, so let's see. So I'm not gonna get a pick out of that. So machine to beat's pretty much worthless to me. This guy's was on the rookie team, so I might actually look into him. He could become something. Just looking at him right now, he's got a decent inside game. He could play defense and all that. Worst case scenario, I just move him to power forward and move Dwight and keep Dwight at center, and then just leave this guy on the bench. He's not that good anyway. Gallows is 77, and he's a really good outside shooter and all. And he's tall as hell for a small forward, just really tall. But I'm going to see if I could dish him out, maybe for something good or something better in the process. Jeff Green's pretty decent, but I don't know. I mean, Gallo could be that good in 2 years. Or better, honestly. Thornton. It's really not worth it to do this deal, so I'm just not going to. I'm just going to hope I get the first and second round picks with this. So, this is how it works. If you're new to this, just the lottery. I have a 15.6% chance with the Magic's pick, and I've got a 11.9% chance pick with that. So I'm going to work on that and just hope that I get the first round pick and pray that I don't go further than third and fourth. because I really need first and second, and at the very least third and fourth. At the very least third and fourth. Yeah, see, that's a problem. Yep, that's a real problem. That's really bad. The Hornets were supposed to be first, but they kind of bombed that one. So, as you saw there, Miami Heat won. I'm gonna see if I can. Nope, I can't even add staff. Just terrible. That's what sucks about being a terrible team. So I can't even do anything about that. They both accepted, so well, I could decline this, but there's really no point in declining it. I'm gonna try and move up in the draft, obviously, because that seems like the best option. Keeping this guy seems kind of pointless. A 6'7" power forward is really not that good, and he's not that good anyway. So I'm just gonna let him go. I usually let the pre-draft, do it. I usually let the computers do that. Right now, my team is okay. It's not gonna win a championship anytime soon, especially with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh on one team, and then Dwight, Steve, and Kobe on another. But I'm not really looking to win the championship right this second. And even if I was, I wouldn't really be successful. I know that for a fact. So if I could just move up in the draft or even get another draft pick for years to come, that'd be real nice. Because that would be good. I really need to. I'm going to take the Hawks pick and give up Cephaloshic because there's really no point in hanging on to these two. And getting a pick for next year is really crucial. Because the fact that I fell behind that far back is not good. So I only have 1 point guard, but that's good because it's only Kyle Lowry anyway, and that's what I kind of want. Ross is probably going to be good one day. I hope this guy's going to be great eventually, I think. It looks like he's going to be good. Right now he's great as far as I'm concerned. And Gallo is not much. He's kind of expensive, so I'm going to see if I can move up on the draft, giving him away, and maybe sign Dwight Howard or Chris Paul or something. I mean, he's only 24 and he's already a 76, so that's really good, but I kind of want to move up in this draft. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. I could get a 9th round pick, but I don't want to do that right now, so I'm just not going to. Let's see. Right now, I've got a lot of money. I've got 21 mil behind me, so I could go buy a free agent if I don't spend too much money on the draft, which I believe I will. So I gotta be careful about that. I gotta either get rid of DeRozan or Gallo because they're eating up a good chunk of my money right now, and I can't really have that. So Gallo is gonna have to go. If I want to get a good starter, like a good player out of the free agency, I gotta get rid of one of them. And DeRozan's probably got a good chance of becoming a great player. Because if you look at it, he's already an 81, and Gallo's barely 77. So, and DeRozan's a year younger, keep in mind. So definitely, this is the right thing to do. I'm gonna go for the 9th pick here, the one that I saw earlier. Unless I saw something there, no, that's not what I want. See, that's the problem if you try and redo these deals because they'll disappear sometimes. So I'll try it again, but if it doesn't show up, I'm not going to spend too much time. Let's see. You can get Steve Nash, but I didn't give him a 6th pick, no thanks. That's a real bummer because I kind of need this to go through. So if I could somehow force this to happen, get the 9th pick here, it'd be real nice. I don't know what could have possibly changed between now and when I look through my players, but looks like nobody's willing to give that deal out. Let's see if I can get the first pick here somehow. I'd have to give up both my picks. I'd have to give up the 5th pick. This is me not giving up somebody really good. This is me giving up Gallo, which is what I want to do. Machine to Beat's not that good in the beginning. I'd be getting a decent power forward and not that expensive. And I'd be getting the first pick overall. So I think I'm going to do this just because it fits what I need to do. I need to get better through the draft. And at the same time, I need to get a good signing out of the free agency. So this is arguably the best part about association, because this is where things change and this is where possibilities are made. I really hate this speech, especially since I've heard it about 150 times, because I've done association a lot. So I've heard this a million times, and you cannot skip it. I've tried. I press start, X, triangle, I don't even know. L and R. It does nothing. So I got the first pick since I traded, as you just saw. So this is usually... I'm glad I did this, actually, now that I look at it, because not too many good players. This guy is going to be a steal, actually, now I see it. He's a really good player, actually. He's going to be an A- potential. And he's got A rebounding, so he's a lottery pick. But since I only have 2 picks, since I traded most of them, the best thing to do is to go for this point guard here who could double as a combo guard. And he's got an A+ potential, so that's definitely something I want to do. I'll look at everybody else, but there's really no point. The decision's made. I got to go for him. So I'm just going to skip these guys. You know, I don't really care who they draft. I just hope they didn't draft the guy I was looking at. Russell Westbrook, huh? Like, some of these scouting, like, things are just stupid, and I just don't... I don't even consider them half the time. So, this looks like a good player right here, but I can't... did that guy that I was looking at go? Yeah, he did. Well, let's see, what do I need? I need a point guard, which I drafted already, and I need a small forward, which I'm looking at right now, and he looks really good. He's 20 years old, so I have plenty of time to work on him, and wow, 7'1" center. It looks really appealing, but I can't. A 6'10" small forward is huge. Not only because he's tall, but that's really good if he pans out. And I'm just going to let the assistant coach finish this out because I don't see myself making any draft trades. So looking at it now, I got a 78 with this guy. The guy I was... Which guy was I going to draft? This was the guy I was going to draft. He ended up not being that great. But neither was the guy I drafted. So I was 1 draft pick too late, which is the one I traded away to the Trailblazers. So, yeah. Overall, I think I did a decent job. It doesn't look like there was anybody better that came out of this draft that I missed. So that's good. So obviously, they're stuck to a 2-year deal with a 2-year team option as well. So I'm going to have them for 4 years so that I could sign them with bird years eventually. And let's see. So Dwight Howard ended up declining his contract, which is fantastic because that means I could sign him. And I'm going to do that because I really need to. Now, a way that I like doing is player options because they just love those. Players just love player options because they can just leave whenever the hell they want. And that's what Dwight did to the Magic. So they're going to love doing that. And getting Dwight's going to be huge for my backcourt. And I don't think I'll be able to sign anybody else at that point. But I'm going to go for... It's kind of hard to decide who to go for because just the amount of players I gotta sort through. But there's a lot of terrible players and there's a lot of players who are going to become something. Like Paul Millsap here is, he's all right. He's not going to become anything special, I'm pretty sure. J.R. Smith was a great player for the Knicks last year. But, I'm going to try and sign Chris Paul too, I suppose. Give him the player option, obviously, because that's the easiest way to get him. If he knows he could just opt out whenever. Gotta have a backup plan if I do lose Dwight. I definitely want a decent player. So I'm just gonna skim through the days here. Hopefully Dwight looks at my deal. And he does. Yes! Getting Dwight is humongous. I don't really care about Paul, honestly. He was just a backup plan, which would have failed. So that's good to know that I get Dwight in the process. So there we go. Dwight Howard. Perfect. I gotta have him as a sixth man. I mean, he's young. He doesn't even care. As long as I label him a prospect, he shouldn't really give a damn. And I might actually move him to power forward now that I look at it. But this is really good. This guy is going to be great. I could end up trading Kyle Lowry in the process. And I got the Rosen here, he's good right now, and I could probably boost his potential with the training camp, so that's good. And I'm going to see if I could try and sign somebody else, like a complimentary player. Let's see. What I'm doing now is like looking through like contracts and looking what I can do. So J.R. Smith I could possibly do. Paul Millsap I would like to do, but he's probably too expensive, yeah. So after Paul Millsap is pretty much where I have to draw the line. If I look at it right now, I've got a good point guard, I got a good small shooting guard. I have a terrible small forward, but he's a rookie, so that's to be expected, and he ended up not being as good as I thought he was going to be. But I'm going to try and boost his potential. I got plenty of years to work on him, and he's tall, so I definitely want to do that. And I've got 4 years to work on him before he thinks he's better than me. So, and then I got Ed Davis, who's okay. As long as he can rebound, which is all I need him to do, then I'm good. And I got Dwight Howard in the back, so that's great. So I'm going to look for a small forward. I can't sign Iguodala because he's asking for too much money. So J.R. Smith's not going to fit the bill. Vince Carter, Steven Jackson's probably my best bet. I'm going to assume. He's going to be a starter as of right now because it seems like the best way to do it. And I like to get a third, either power forward or center, just because center is a pretty crucial part of the team. So I'm gonna go for Kaman as well, although obviously he's not gonna be a starter, so I gotta be crafty on how I'm signing him here. I'm only signing him for this long because A, I can trade him, and B, he's not really making that much money anyway, and I don't think I'm gonna have a better backup. And that's a really stupid picture of him, honestly. Anyway, so I got Chris Kaman. That was probably the easiest sign I've ever gotten. And I just realized that I've signed way too many people. Always trade them, I guess. So that's done. I really don't see any other players I need to sign at that point. And it doesn't look like I get to boost anybody's potential, which is what I'd like to do, but I was 10 points off. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is boost the players that I plan on making higher potentials anyway. And I'll boost Dwight because his medium range and shit is just terrible. So I believe the Rosen's definitely going to be somebody I want to work on. But Ross is a pretty decent player, but I can't do anything about him. Damian Green, he's okay. But the guy I really want to work on is the guy I just drafted, who's a 6'10", and he's not that good right now. But being 6'10" and all, I anticipate good things from him. And let's see. I guess what I should do here is big man offense for Dwight, since I'm going to have him for about 3 years. So having him in top condition would probably be the best course of action. So let me check his rebounding, make sure it's not even that good actually. Expected it to be better. And now it is. And the only thing I could spend with 15 points is the free throw shooting, so that's done. So this is the end of that.